Good evening from the campus of Ravenwood High School, Brentwood, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. Hey everybody, Lou Pickney with you here for another ATW Sportscast broadcast of Father Ryan High School football as the Irish prepare to take on the Raptors of Ravenwood High School. Here's a coin flip. The Irish, for the first time since week 1, wins the coin toss, and as they tend to do and have tended to do under the direction of head coach Brian Rector, they will defer to the second half, so Ravenwood will receive the opening kickoff. Ravenwood is 4-1 on the season. Had their first loss last week in a rivalry game on this very field against Brentwood High School, a team that the Irish have coming up just a little bit later on this season. 2 weeks from tonight, in fact, and that will also be a road game for the Irish at Brentwood High. Last year, Father Ryan beat Ravenwood on a play for the ages, a fake field goal run by senior Jackson Bird that gave the Irish a 3-point victory. Father Ryan comes into this game at 2-3 after a tough loss at MBA last week that followed an overtime loss, a real heartbreaker, at JP2 2 weeks ago. Father Ryan, for the first time this season, will be wearing white jerseys with purple pants to go with their white helmets. Both teams getting situated. Number 98, Zach Wesnowski, the sophomore kicker, will kick things off from the 40-yard line for Father Ryan. One score to let you know about right now that's already underway. They start things a half hour earlier down in Chattanooga. It's already 15-0 Baylor School leading 4-1 Chattanooga Christian. Father Ryan's playing at Baylor on the 19th of October, so a little bit of time before that Baylor game. And we're about ready to kick things off here. One injury note for Ravenwood. One of their starting defensive linemen is out, had his injury late in the Brentwood High game. He's number 70, Brandon Carver. And so Ravenwood, which does not tend to double up both offense and defense, will have to find someone to fill that spot as the kickoff is fielded to the 15, to the 25, to the 30. And then finally brought down on the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. That's where Ravenwood will begin its first drive of the game. Quarterback for Ravenwood, Brian Garcia. This is a Raptors team that lost a lot of seniors from last year. And they don't have just a ton of seniors on this team, just the way it's worked out. A lot of young talent. Father Ryan can certainly empathize to that end. So just underway here in Brentwood. No score, Father Ryan and Raven. It's a 3-receiver set to the far side, 1 to the near. Garcia's going to throw deep on 1st and 10. Has a receiver there, and it's caught at the 25, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Ravenwood. Andrew Mason with a 64-yard touchdown reception. And Ravenwood strikes first.
Garcia pass to Andrew Mason for the touchdown.
Mason's got that speed.
That touchdown brought to you by Vanderbilt Bone and
He's a track athlete. Claims he runs a 10.9 100-meter dash. Believe it on that one. Hunter Hopkins is trying to keep up with him. Garcia is not always the most accurate. He'll scramble and buy time, but his throw is on the money. And just like that, 6-0 Ravenwood with Luke Akers set to go for the extra point. Holding the snapper good. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
It's good.
So less than 20 seconds into this one, and it's almost the opposite of last week for Father Ryan, getting out to a 7-0 lead with a touchdown pass from the first play from scrimmage. So Ravenwood repays the favor on its first possession. First possession of either team in this game. So just underway here, 7-0 Ravenwood over Father Ryan. Next week is homecoming for the Irish. Innsworth will be coming to campus. Have more on that. Tell you about a little bit as this game progresses. 7-0 Ravenwood. 19 seconds into this one, Luke Akers gets a leg into it to be fielded and returned from the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Past the 20-yard line, finds a seam. Is that David Ward? Or maybe Parker Erdman. Indeed, it was Parker Erdman returning that kickoff for Father Ryan. Luke Akers is the son of former NFL star David Akers. David Akers played for 15 seasons. He is the all-time leading scorer in Philadelphia Eagles history, and he certainly riled up Cowboys fans when they held the draft in Dallas earlier this year. So that's the kicker for Ravenwood. For Father Ryan, coming out 1st and 10, down 7-0. Sophomore quarterback D.C. Tabscott will have David Ward and Parker Erdman, receivers to the near side on a 4-receiver look. Antonio Wright, the running back, to his right. So the Irish from their own 28, 1st and 10. Tabscott has some time, throws to that far side, incomplete, intended for Seamus O'Connell.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Seamus O'Connell.
2nd and 10, Father Ryan from its own 28-yard line. 11:29 to go, first quarter. Ravenwood leads 7-0. For those of you just joining us, Father Ryan won the opening coin toss, deferred, kicked off. Ravenwood had it starting 1st and 10 from its own 34-yard line. It was a 68-yard touchdown pass on 1st and 10, and an extra point that put Ravenwood up 7-0. So 2nd and 10 for the Irish. And it's Seamus O'Connell at quarterback. He's going to scramble with it. Nobody open. He'll keep it himself for maybe a 2-yard gain. So it's up. I'll actually say it was a half-yard loss. I'm looking at this from a bit of an angle. Perhaps wishful thinking for the Irish there. So 3rd and 11, just 1 minute into this game. Ravenwood leading Father Ryan 7-0. And it's Tabscott back in at quarterback, 5-receiver set on this 3rd and 11. And that's probably going to be intentional grounding. No flag, it falls incomplete. That's at the 4th and 11.
That brings up 4th down.
So Zach Wesnowski will be out to punt for the Irish. Not the start Father Ryan wanted, to put it mildly. Having up a touchdown and then going 3 and out on its first possession. It's a spinning end-over-end kick. Be fielded at the 38-yard line. This could be trouble to the near side. Past midfield. Spun around and out of bounds near the Father Ryan 45-yard line. And it was Andrew Mason who had the touchdown reception earlier. They used him as punt returner because of his desert speed. A very fast athlete. Only a junior. Most of these players are not seniors on this Ravenwood team. And that includes Brian Garcia, the junior quarterback. Split things out. They love to run motion, do the Raptors of Ravenwood. 1st and 10. Garcia is going to throw deep again. Mason will catch it, but be out of bounds. Hunter Hopkins was with him there step for step.
Pass is complete, but out of bounds.
So Mason hauls it in, but no damage to the Irish. He was well out of bounds before the ball reached him. So 2nd and 10.
Ravenwood.
It's a Father Ryan team that has struggled to stop the run, but thus far for Ravenwood, 2 plays and 2 long pass attempts, one for a touchdown and one, as you just saw there, that fell incomplete. A tight formation on the 2nd and 10. This could be a handoff to that far side, zipping through. A first down for Ravenwood to the 25, to the 15, down to the 10. And it is Tony Rice, his first carry of the game. Will set the Raptors up for a 1st and goal. Or just shy of a first, and it'll be 1st and 10, it appears, as they will spot the ball. Well, I'm trying to figure out what the chain crew on that far side is doing, if they're actually setting up, or if that is right at the 10. They'll say it's at the 9. 1st and goal from the 9 for Ravenwood. We have a whistle. Wait and see what the call is here. Plenty of fans here for both teams. Last week, this place was packed for the Battle of the Woods, the big rivalry game between Ravenwood and Brentwood High. So whistles, and they set up the play again, and then we get more whistles. I don't see any laundry on the field, no yellow flags. It's Father Ryan having to make a substitution. Forrest Dangler goes to the sideline. Torrey Heron in. First and goal, approaching the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 7-0, and the Raptors are knocking on the door. Garcia's going to keep it himself, running to the near side. He's a threat to run with it to the 5. Tried to helicopter his way in, stopped at the 1. So an 8-yard gain there for Garcia on the keeper. And he is known to do that. Very elusive. Hopkins on the stop. Second and goal, Ravenwood. Ball, they'll say at the 2-yard line following at the spot. Rice is the running back to the right of Garcia, the quarterback. It's a 4-receiver look as they try and spread the Irish out in this goal line situation. And with 16 seconds of the play clock, Garcia goes under center. That's where he'll normally try and go for a quarterback sneak. It does not look like he reached it, though. Ravenwood seems to think otherwise. No official yet from any of the referees. He didn't make it. So Father Ryan stops Garcia on the attempted QB keeper. He gained 1 yard on the play. Third and goal, Ravenwood from the 1. 8:52 to go first quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 7-0. And it's a 3-receiver look for the Raptors on this. It's a high snap. Garcia has trouble with it. It's going to try and just make something happen with it. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it's caught. And it's a touchdown for Ravenwood. Andrew Mason. But did he step out of bounds? There's a flag down. Give a lot of credit to Garcia on a high snap that he barely was able to corral. He was going to try and run for it, then had a receiver get open late in the end zone. That was Mason. But it was an illegal receiver downfield. Now you get that sometimes on a designed run where it's a errant snap and the quarterback tries to just throw it. You get an offensive lineman or somebody that's not an eligible receiver downfield, and that becomes the call. So it becomes third and goal now from the 6-yard line of the Irish. 8:39 to go first quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 7-0. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Rice, the running back, to the right of Garcia, the quarterback. Garcia, they're going to set the screen. Throws to Rice, complete, near the 5. And he will go into the end zone. Touchdown, Ravenwood High School.
Touchdown, Raptors!
So 2 touchdown passes for Garcia in this first quarter. First to Holmes, the first play from scrimmage. And then on third and goal from the 6. You can tell they were setting up the screen all the way as the defensive linemen were trying to get through to Garcia. Threw it over their heads. Rice made the reception, ducked his way into the end zone. And the Irish are having their problems early. Good snap, good hold. Extra point is up and good. That makes it 14-0 Ravenwood. 8:31 to go first quarter. You're listening to Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. Campus of Ravenwood High School, the Raptors leading Father Ryan 14-0, and it's Luke Akers with a kickoff. Be fielded by David Ward at the 7-yard line, to the 15, to the 20, cutting through to the 30, takes the hit and brought down. A good return, David Ward. Will set up the Irish first and 10 from their own 32-yard line. 8:26 to go first quarter. Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan nothing. Ravenwood first play from scrimmage, 64-yard touchdown pass to number 16, Andrew Mason. Andrew Mason. Then after a Father Ryan 3 and out, Ravenwood, mix of the pass and the run, got a 1st and goal from the 9. Irish had it where it was 3rd and goal from the 6, but it was a screen pass to Tony Rice, the running back. Extra point makes it 14-0. So here is DC Tabscott, 1st and 10 at quarterback, and a handoff. Antonio Wright runs up the middle. Good second effort there. They may have a 3-yard gain.
Antonio Wright with the run.
And it's that kind of push from the offensive line that the Irish will need. Open up some holes for Antonio Wright and the rest of the crew. So 2nd and 7 for the Irish. Noah Haley goes to the sideline. Irish going with a 4-receiver look on this 2nd and 7, just past 8-minute mark of this first quarter. Tabscott throws to the far side, complete. Seamus O'Connell past the 40, has the first down. Can he get an open field? No, but it'll be brought down in Raptors territory. First down Irish at the Ravenwood 44-yard line. Keep in mind, 1 week ago in this very field, Ravenwood got up to a 14-0 lead on Brentwood High, and the Bruins came back to win that one. Plenty of time here early in this first quarter. Raptors up 14-0. Irish looking at 1st and 10. Tabscott throws to the far side, incomplete, intended for Nick Watson.
Pass incomplete.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Father Ryan from the 45-yard line of Ravenwood. Some substitutions for the Irish. Parker Erdman into the game. And Nick Watson as well set up. Watson on the far side next. Has to be Seamus O'Connell at quarterback. He'll run with it for about a 5-yard gain. There's Tabscott. They split him out wide. Just to try and spread the defense out and allow O'Connell to run with the ball to the Wildcat. There's a injury timeout. Now this could be an issue right here for Ravenwood. They're already down 1 defensive lineman. Big number 70 injured late in last week's game. Sure hope everybody's okay. So the medical crew is going to attend to the down player. It'll be 3rd and 5 for Father Ryan, and play resumes. I want to talk real quick, though, about what's coming up with homecoming next week. The 6th annual Pride in the Pit barbecue contest. Bring your appetite. I assure you, you will enjoy the delicious food available. It's $10 per person, $25 a family, and it's a fundraiser for Father Ryan High School mission trips, so a good cause there. Also will be Junior Irish Night 1 week from tonight. That's a 5 p.m. start time until the end of the first quarter. It's a place for kids to go and have a good time, and all in the name of fun. People get back together for homecoming. And it was number 45 for Ravenwood down. That's Emmanuel Jr. Colson. Emmanuel is legal first name, but they call him Junior on that one. Helped back up. And it appears the Ravenwood training staff will help Colson exit the field. Colson starting outside linebacker. They also use him as a blocking tight end. They'll bring him in as a blocker in goal line situations. Hear the crowd cheering for Junior Carlson as he's helped off the field. Not putting any weight at all on that right leg of his. Sure hope he'll be okay. So now we resume action. 3rd and 5, Father Ryan. Ball at the Ravenwood 40-yard line. Irish are down 14-0, but it's early. 7:29 to go first quarter. So on 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. Problem with the snap. It's a loose ball. The offensive lineman can't see it. Bounces around. Ravenwood has it. It's a recovery, and they're going to try and run with it. Look out. Past midfield. Seamus is there. Trying to direct him back inside. His own player nearly tackles him. Can the Irish bring him down? Finally do. But it's a long fumble recovery. Brian Rice. And Brian Rice is a 6'1", 210-pound junior. That ball was on the ground for quite a while. Very inopportune turn of events there for Father Ryan. With that ball bouncing essentially off of Tabscott, going back forward. A loose ball anybody's to pick up, and instead of just hopping on it like you normally would see, Instead, it was Brian Rice taking it all the way back, they'll say, just inside the Father Ryan 10-yard line. So it'll be first and goal for Ravenwood. They already lead Father Ryan 14-0, and we're less than 5 minutes into this one. The student section here cheering their praise for Brian Rice, who had that fumble return. So first and goal now for Ravenwood. We have a whistle. Play clock reached 0. But before that happened, it appears Ravenwood took a timeout. 7:08 to go first quarter. Your score, Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 0. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast. So after the timeout, Ravenwood will be looking at first and goal from the Father Ryan 10-yard line. Irish trail 14-0. And because Father Ryan won the opening kickoff, they will receive the ball to start the second half. But that's a long way away at this point. And with the Irish down by 14, they sure need a defensive stop here. Another score of interest, Macaulay trailing West Forsyth out of Georgia 7-0. So on first and goal from the 10, it's going to be a run. Tony Rice. About an 8 or 9 yard gain on that one.
Run by Tony Rice.
Have it down very close to that Father Ryan goal line. And when that Father Ryan brings in some larger defenders.
Short for the Raptors.
The freshman Torrey Heron in there, listed at 262 pounds, try and stuff the run. I'll just see the ball at the 3 yard line is where they have it spotted. Although it sure looks like the chain on that far side says something different, but per the scoreboard, it's on the 3. So second and goal, Ravenwood from the Father Ryan 3. 6:30 to go here in this first quarter. It's going to be Garcia keeping it himself. The ball is loose, and Father Ryan recovers a fumble. So the Irish, Matthew Beacom comes up with it. Garcia kicked it to the outside, keeping it himself. Such a dangerous runner. So Father Ryan, after looking at the distinct possibility of going down by 3 scores early, there is a turnover forced, and Matthew Beacom with recovery at the Irish 2 yard line. So a long way to go for Father Ryan, but they didn't give up any additional points, and they've got the ball. I hope the wind and weather stays away from here tonight. A little bit windy. For being hot and humid, it's close to 80 degrees at kickoff. There is the threat for rain in the forecast. So Father Ryan, Irish at their own 2. The hard count by Tabscott. Ravenwood didn't jump, they're going to hand it off. And that is Antonio right to the outside, flag down. Right to the 30. This is probably coming back, though, to midfield. Forearm shiver knocks Antonio right out of bounds near the 50-yard line.
Run by Antonio Wright.
It's Drake Anthony
Out of bounds by Shane
laying the
Wright.
lumber.
There is a flag on the field.
But this one will be coming back. If nothing else, it does show for Father Ryan that if they can get Antonio Wright a little bit of a daylight, he has the capacity to turn on the afterburners. But in this case, all for naught. It was holding against Father Ryan. Is there any positive being back against your own goal line? Half the distance to the goal is less of a penalty, certainly, than a 10-yard penalty. Nevertheless, a long way to go now for Father Ryan. It was already a long way now, even further. First and 12. We have whistles. I'm concerned because I saw what looked like cloud-to-cloud lightning in the distance. I certainly hope that was just my imagination or a flash or something else, but we'll see on that one. Father Ryan looks at first and 12 from its own 1.5 yard line. Out of the shotgun, DC Tabscott, the sophomore quarterback, is going to hand it off. Breaking through, spinning around, Nick Watson on the carry. He won't get to the first down marker, but it'll be close.
Severance with the stop.
Number 26, Ben Severance, the sophomore, one of two very talented safeties on this Ravenwood team. 2nd and 2 for the Irish. Still deep in their own territory, going to press forward with the run. And this may depend on the spot.
Watson with another run.
So Nick Watson back-to-back carries. He will exit the game.
Enough for an Irish first down.
1st and 10, Father Ryan. 5:35 to go first quarter. The Irish managed to move the ball at least away from the shadow of their own goal line. From the Irish 13-yard line, 1st and 10. Tab Scott with a 3-receiver look. He'll move Antonio Wright to his right. It'll be a handoff. Antonio Wright trying to slice through. A good job defensively by Ravenwood to pack up the middle there, and then just wasn't much room at all for Antonio on that run.
Stopped by Reagan Carlson and Owen Davis.
So number 55, Reagan Carlson on the stop. One of the few seniors out there, 6'1", 210, making the tackle there. No gain. 2nd and 10, Father Ryan. 4:48 to go first quarter. Father Ryan trails Ravenwood, 14-0. Irish are trying to get back into this one. Tab Scott throws to the far side, incomplete. Intended for Nick Watson. Good coverage by Richard Davis, the linebacker who went out to cover Watson. Neither had a legitimate chance at the ball, though, so it'll be 3rd and 10 for Father Ryan from the Irish 13-yard line. Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 0. 4:39 to go first quarter. And the Irish, with 20 seconds on the play clock, are looking at 3rd and 10. They need to get to their own 23-yard line to get a fresh set of downs. Ravenwood only brings 4, so the receiver screen to the far side. Complete, but not enough for the first down. 5 or 6 yard gain there.
Pass complete by Nick Watson.
It was Watson on the reception. I couldn't tell for sure. I wanted to be able to get the definitive evidence.
Brings up
But,
4th down.
So 4th and 3 for Father Ryan. That means a second punt in this first quarter for Zach Wesnowski and the very dangerous Mason. Andrew Mason, number 16, standing at the Ravenwood 47-yard line. It's a fake. Father Ryan's going to give it to an up back. Antonio Wright has the first down for the Irish. So 4th and 3 from the 20-yard line, down by 14 points. And Coach Rector reaches into the bag of tricks. Nice play there by the Irish. Ravenwood certainly has probably seen enough Father Ryan trick play after last year's finish to last them a lifetime, but on that one, Irish got him again with a surprise. So 1st and 10 now, Father Ryan. Ball at their own 32-yard line. Ravenwood leads 14-0. 3:33 to go here in this first quarter here in Brentwood. A little trouble with the snap. And it'll be a loss there for the Irish. They had Seamus O'Connell in at quarterback.
Brian Rice with the sack.
They will credit Brian Rice with a stop.
That sack brought to you by Brentwood Capital Advisors. The best deal done.
So let's say about a 4 or 5 yard loss, or check that like 2nd and 17 here. Tab Scott's going to throw receiver screen, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Seamus O'Connell.
Incomplete.
3rd down now for Father Ryan. And with the ball at the Father Ryan 22-yard line. They need to reach their own 37. The 4 receiver look, 1 running back. And Tab Scott out of the gun. Going to air one out, a rainbow throw. Seamus O'Connell will watch it go out of bounds, incomplete. Not much room there.
That is incomplete.
Defensively, as Ravenwood had Severance and Ian Gatlin there. Gatlin, a 5'9" junior. So now with 4th and very long for the Irish from their own 22-yard line, it would seem unlikely they would try another trick play. But you never know. Wisnowski to punt. And as noted before, the dangerous Andrew Mason already has 1 long touchdown in this game off of the first play from scrimmage. is a spinning punt from Wisnowski. Take a neutral bounce, roll into Raptors territory, and finally be down at the Ravenwood 47-yard line.
Ball is down on the 47-yard
So for the Irish,
line.
they managed to keep Mason from being able to get a long return. He's shown to be very dangerous thus far. And the Raptors will begin 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. 2:38 to go first quarter. Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 0. Ravenwood the ball. Three receiver look. They'll send the H-back in motion to that far side. Will Ravenwood. That's Brenningstool. And Garcia will throw to the near side complete. That's a first down out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Anthony Holmes on the reception.
Anthony Holmes. That's enough for another Ravenwood.
Anthony Holmes is a senior. His listing is 5'5", 170. I don't know if he's really that short, but he's got the jets, got that speed. They'll actually say he went out of bounds at the 31-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Ravenwood. They'll send Holmes in motion. Garcia is trying to set up a fake of some sort. Father Ryan's going to bring him down for maybe a half-yard loss. Irish defense sniffed that one out. It's like Jackson Brown in there, along with David Russell, the senior 3-4 defensive end.
Second down, Ravenwood.
2:10 to go first quarter. Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 0. 2nd and 11 now for the Raptors, with 20 seconds in the play clock, approaching 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Garcia will realign the offense with 12 seconds on the play clock. They'll bring Holmes back in motion. It's going to be a fake, though, to hand off to Rice to the near side. Rice trying to get to the corner. He'll be forced out of bounds. It's about a 5 or 6 yard play.
Tony Rice with a run.
I think that was Hunter Hopkins that knocked him out of bounds. They'll spot the ball at the Father Ryan 25-yard line. 6-yard gain by Rice on that carry. Ravenwood loves to use the misdirection. Players in motion, keep you guessing on who's going to be running the ball. And they're going to be Holmes in motion to that far side. And Garcia will hand it off to Rice. Rice trying to get away, but David Russell got him. And when David Russell gets a hold of you, you generally go no further.
Rice again with the run.
So Rice on the carry, he maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. The 35-yard line, so no gain. 4th and 4. This is going to be interesting. Luke Akers has decent range, but they're not going to try that. Father Ryan has to be careful not to jump. That would give a free first down. So on 4th and 4, Garcia out of the gun. Ravenwood's going to go for it. A throw to the near side, and it's complete. Anthony Holmes. Flag comes in late. Appeared to be after the play, so we'll see what the call is on this one.
Flag on the field.
If it was after Holmes went out of bounds, it'll still be a first down for Ravenwood, and then they'll march off the penalty. The officials confer. Head referee will let the crowd know here. So dead ball, personal foul against Ravenwood.
Personal foul on the Raptors.
So the Raptors get the first down, but after the play, dead ball penalty will march them 15 yards back. But perhaps more importantly for the Raptors, it'll be a first down. So 1st and 10 Ravenwood.
First and 10,
Kind of a strange turn of events there, but they'll have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 31, or from the Father Ryan, check that, 31-yard line. Raptors lead the Irish 14-0. A minute 10 to go first quarter. And Garcia being pressured. David Russell's got him. David Russell's not letting go, and he's got a quarterback sack. Brian Garcia got a nice surprise right there, and that's part of what makes David Russell such a key part of this Irish defense.
David Russell.
When you can get pressure from a 3-4 defensive end, that's one of the 3 down linemen.
Second down, Ravenwood.
Either side opposite the nose guard. I think it gives you a tremendous advantage. 15-yard loss. 2nd and 25 for Ravenwood from the Irish 45-yard line. They need to make it to the Father Ryan 21 to get a first down. So on 2nd and long, Try and stretch out with Rice to the outside. A great job by Anthony Wright, the Irish. Make the tackle on Tony Rice.
Tony Rice with the carry.
Matthew Beacon was also right there ready to make the play. But it was Wright that tripped him up.
Third down.
So no gain on that play. 3rd and 25. They may not have another snap here with 5 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Ravenwood up 14-0 seems content to let the clock run to 0, and they will. So after one quarter, your score, Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 0. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast. So we start the second quarter here on the campus of Ravenwood High School, eastern part of Williamson County, one county south of Davidson County, where Father Ryan High School is situated. It's a warm, muggy night that's had its share of wind gusts. Not a whole lot of wind right now. And on 3rd and 25, Garcia, all kinds of time with the Irish only bringing pressure from 3. Heron chasing after Garcia on this near side. A flag down, so that's coming back possibly. Nice tackle by Grayson Hubbock on this near sideline on Garcia. Holding against Ravenwood. So an interesting decision here for Father Ryan. Do you take the 10 yards further back, or do you accept the play as it was and go with the 4th down?
Holding on the Raptors.
And Father Ryan will opt to take the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Personally, I think that's the right idea, considering the Raptors did have a rather substantial gain. So now it's with the ball at their own 40-yard line. Ravenwood has to get all the way to the Father Ryan 20 on this 3rd and very long. Raptors look at 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far. Garcia, the quarterback, is going to send the H-back in motion. Heavy little throw to the running back, complete to the 45, and tackled by Parker Erdman at the Father Ryan 43-yard line. And that was Jordan Smith, the 6'1", 200-pound junior in there, spelling Rice at running back. He managed to get the ball down to the Father Ryan 43-yard line, but still at 4th and 23. That's going to be Akers out to punt.
4th down on the punt, Luke Akers.
Luke Akers is a junior, 6'2", 170 pounds. Doesn't have just a cannon leg like you might think, but he's rather accurate. Parker Erdman standing at the Irish 10. Father Ryan brings some pressure. It's a spinning end-over-end kick. Father Ryan gets away from it. It goes out of bounds near the 20-yard line of the Irish. It will depend on where the officials deemed that it went out of bounds. Always a little bit tricky, I'm sure, but they'll finally say out of bounds at the Father Ryan 24-yard line. So that's where Father Ryan will start its next possession. 10:42 to go, second quarter. Father Ryan trails Ravenwood 14-0. So on 1st and 10, 2 receivers to the far side with an H-back to the far side and the running back. Seamus O'Connell at quarterback. He's a threat to run, but he will throw it. Evan Ruer's open at the 45 and out of bounds. Nice play there by the Irish, and that'll move the chains after 1st and 10.
Pass complete to Evan Ruers.
O'Connell to Ruers. It was a popular matchup last season when Seamus was the primary quarterback after Pfeiffer's injury early last season. 10:34 to go second quarter. Father Ryan down 14-0, but driving Seamus will hand it off. Antonio Wright running up the middle. 5 or 6 yard gain there. And this is the Father Ryan MO, quick to the line after a first down.
It is second down.
So it'll be a 5 yard gain for Antonio Wright. Seamus stays in at quarterback. 2nd and 5, 10-10 to go, second quarter. It's going to hand off Antonio Wright. He's trying to find a hole. Wasn't much there. But he kept his legs churning and gained maybe a couple of yards. That's going to set up a 3rd and short. Reagan Carlson comes into the game for Ravenwood, spilling Miles Dawson on the defensive line.
It is 3rd down.
It appears Seamus O'Connell will remain at quarterback for the Father Ryan Irish on this 3rd and 2. Ball at the Ravenwood 38-yard line, 9:38 to go. Second quarter, the Irish down by 14 points. And it's going to be a handoff. It's a run up the middle by Anthony Wright. And it'll be a first down for Father Ryan. So after a couple of runs by Antonio Wright, as his twin brother Anthony Wright, see him primarily on defense at the outside linebacker position, but he can play running back as well, as this season. And he'll remain in there next to Seamus O'Connell. A 3-receiver look, 2 to the far side on this 1st and 10. 9:16 to go, second quarter. Seamus buying time. It's going to throw deep. Evan Ruers, and it's caught. Touchdown Irish. Had to wait for the referee's signal.
Evan Ruers.
Making sure he was in bounds in that far end zone. It's quite a ways away from us. So Father Ryan gets on the board at the 9:08 mark of the second quarter, and it's a one-possession game. Beautiful throw by Seamus O'Connell. Evan Ruers, great concentration to haul it in while staying in bounds. Zach Wisnowski kicks up the extra point through the uprights, and good.
Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 7.
9:08 to go, second quarter. And Father Ryan has cut Ravenwood's lead in half. It's now Raptors 14, Irish 7, with plenty of football still to be played here tonight in Brentwood. Another score update. Montgomery Bell Academy leads JP2 14-0. I don't know how much time's left in that one, but I got a score, so I was happy with it. Get more score updates for you as they are available. So the Irish prepare to kick off. And it seemed that putting in Seamus O'Connell at the quarterback spot for a sustained number of plays paid off for Father Ryan on that one. And for as good of an arm as sophomore quarterback DC Tabscott has, Seamus also has pretty good arm himself. And that throw to Ruers was on the money. And it wasn't like Ravenwood was ill-prepared defensively. Just a good play by the Irish. Zach Wisnowski will kick off from the Father Ryan 40-yard line. There's only one man on the very deep line, the 5-yard line to return, the dangerous Andrew Mason, the junior speedster.
Andrew Mason back to receive the kick from Zach Wisnowski.
So Ravenwood, after leading 14-0 after one quarter, sees their lead cut in half. Onside kick attempt. Bounces up. Ball's loose, but it looks like Ravenwood came up with it. Now Ravenwood's got some practice recovering onside kicks. I watched the bulk of the Siegel game, and it, like Siegel, I think it was the first 3 kickoffs they did were all onside kick attempts. Not just like intermediate or pooch kicks, legitimate offside attempts, onside attempts. Where they recovered the first one, did Siegel, and then Ravenwood picked up the second and the third. So Father Ryan doesn't get the ball, but the Raptors of Ravenwood High School look at 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. 9:05 to go, second quarter. Ravenwood 14, Father Ryan 7. 1st and 10 for the Raptors. So they'll go 3 receivers, 2 to this near side. A couple players in motion, but they'll finally get them reset before the snap. So it's not a procedure penalty. It's going to be a handoff to Rice up the middle. Grayson Hubbock tries to rip the ball out. Unable to do so. Finally brought down on the 41-yard line. 13-yard gain. And it's a first down for the Raptors.
Brought to you by Eatwell.
1st and 10, Ravenwood from the Father Ryan 41-yard line. Less than 9 minutes to go in this second quarter. It's a 4-receiver look. And Garcia's going to bring man in motion. Brenning Stuhl. It's a high snap. Garcia has trouble with it. The second time this game we've seen that. And he's going to be brought down. Father Ryan got in there.
Sacked by David Russell.
Indeed, David Russell got in there. I couldn't see several players. And the sophomore Amari Chapman as well.
Second down, Ravenwood.
On either side, Torrey Heron, the nose tackle. So a pair of defensive ends in the 3-4 set for Father Ryan get the stop. Second. It's like 2nd and 15 from the Irish 46-yard line. Garcia rolling out the pass. Plenty of time. He's got all day. He's going to throw downfield as a receiver open. Complete at the 11-yard line. Bounces off a would-be tackler and brought down at the 2.
That is complete. Isaac Leffler.
So Isaac Leffler, the 5'8 senior. Ravenwood had all day to throw the ball. So Leffler, who I barely saw on tape when I was doing game prep for this game, got open, showed good hands, and it's going to be 1st and goal Ravenwood from the Father Ryan 3-yard line. 8:02 to go second quarter. Father Ryan trails Ravenwood 14-7. And Garcia, out of that pistol, it's going to be a handoff to Ryan. No, he's going to keep it himself. Fooled me, but didn't fool Father Ryan. Matthew Beacom into the backfield. Tackle for loss.
Fumble recovered by Ravenwood.
I should say it was a fumble. I had a little trouble with that snap, which stymied their play. 2nd and goal for the Raptors from the Father Ryan 5-yard line. Raptors lead 14-7. And with 20 seconds on the play clock, they'll set things up. It'll be Holmes and Mason, the receivers to the far side. Garcia handed off to Tony Rice, running up the middle. Touchdown, Ravenwood. So from 5 yards out, Tony Rice scores. And once again, Ravenwood claims a 2-possession lead on the Irish.
Tony Rice with the run for the touchdown. Luke Akers on for the extra point.
So Ravenwood, when they haven't been having trouble with the snap, clicking on offense. Luke Akers to attempt the extra point. With a low snap. Irish don't bring any heat. And the kick sails through very strongly. 7:17 to go, second quarter. Your score, Ravenwood 21, Father Ryan 7. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast. $7:17 to go second quarter. Ravenwood 21, Father Ryan 7. And the Raptors are preparing to kick off. Luke Akers will set the ball on the tee. And the 4-1 Raptors with a 2-possession lead. Here close to midway through this second quarter, a deep kick. Returnable though. Ward plays it from the 3. To the 10, to the 15. Cuts to the near side. David Ward finally brought down to the 22-yard line. So that's where Father Ryan will start his next offensive possession. And after the last offensive series for the Irish that ended in a Seamus O'Connell touchdown pass to Evan Ruers, we'll see what the Irish end up lining up here for this 1st and 10. It appears to be Seamus O'Connell remaining in at quarterback. The senior Seamus of a 3-receiver look. And out of the shotgun. It's 5 brought on pressure. Seamus escapes. He's so elusive to the near side. Has the first down to the 35 out of bounds at the Father Ryan 40-yard line. And that is the exit factor. That is Seamus O'Connell at quarterback. He had a play that looked like I thought about to just bring him to the turf. Instead, it's a turbo button of sorts for Seamus O'Connell. 7 minutes even to go, second quarter. Father Ryan trails by 14 points to the Raptors, but the Irish looking at 1st and 10 from their own 42. Again, O'Connell be rolling to the far side this time. Escapes one tackler. Spins around, gets a first down. Seamus O'Connell trying to put this offense on his back. Very elusive.
Jordan Smith with the stop.
So an 11-yard gain, Seamus O'Connell. And I hesitate to call him a wildcat quarterback because that's not really what he is. He's a traditional quarterback that can also run very well. It's 3 receivers. Linehan, the lone receiver to that far side on this 1st and 10. Ravenwood sells out against the run and stymies the Father Ryan rush attack. Only about a 2-yard gain there for Antonio Wright.
Brian Wright with the stop.
So about a half-yard gain, if that. Second and long, approaching 6 minutes to go second quarter. Ravenwood 21, Father Ryan 7. The Irish going to go 5 wide receivers. And Seamus going to try and run. He spins out, somehow stays alive. He can still throw it if he wants to. He's going to run to the 40. Has the first down out of bounds at the Ravenwood 32-yard line. A late flag comes in. We'll have to see what this is.
Seamus O'Connell with the run for another first
So
down.
Seamus picks up
Flag on the field.
good 15 yards there. The flag came in, but it was after Seamus went out of bounds. Dead ball, personal foul against Ravenwood. So tack on 15 yards. There was a late hit, whatever the case was. It's so tough as a defender. You're running there trying to make the play. Make that hit a half second too late, and you cost your team 15 yards. So works to the advantage of Father Ryan.
Last week and this week, but it seems like you've forgotten your job. Get off your butts. Make some noise.
Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 21-7. 5:50 to go second quarter. The Irish are on the move as Seamus O'Connell has moved into a rhythmic quarterback. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. That includes Ruers in the slot. Seamus looks near side. Rolling out toward the far side, throws toward the end zone. Ruers is there, but it falls incomplete. It was a good job defensively by Ravenwood.
Defended by Shane Craig. Second down.
So Shane Craig, player that hasn't been in there much on defense from what I've seen from Ravenwood this season. Usually more used as a receiver. Actually threw a touchdown pass last week to Garcia. But on that one, good defense.
It is second.
It's kind of funny with quarterbacks. Sometimes they get in a certain rhythm with certain receivers. And Seamus seems to have that with Ruers. And Ruers in the slot with Richard Bryant wide on this near side. As the play clock approaches 0, we get a whistle. Father Ryan calls timeout with 1 second to go on the play clock. So 2 timeouts for Father Ryan, 2 timeouts for Ravenwood. The Raptors lead the Irish 21-7. 5:43 to go second quarter.
That someone special in your life. A moment's peace. It's always the perfect gift.
Of course, next week for the Irish, homecoming after 3 weeks on the road. Irish will be glad to get back to the friendly confines of Giacosa Stadium. Be sure to get there early and take part in all the homecoming fun. Pride in the Pit. If you like barbecue, that's the place for you. I promise you that. Some delicious food, and I imagine I'll be partaking as well. I'm not one of the judges, mind you, but I can still enjoy some good barbecue. Irish down 21-7. Now looking at 2nd and 10. Ball at the Ravenwood 17-yard line. Seamus O'Connell remains in at quarterback with Bryant and Ruers, the receivers, to the near side. Going to send Antonio Wright to the far side. We get a flag. It's probably holding against Father Ryan. Seamus goes out of bounds. A late hit. And there's no flag for a late hit, so forget that. He got blasted about 2 steps out of bounds. So yes, as I thought, holding against Father Ryan is the call.
On the Irish.
That'll send the Irish in the wrong direction. I like the setup of the play, sending Antonio Wright out toward that far side. Much like Ravenwood tries to do, they try and spread out your defense. The Irish operate in a similar manner. Noah Haley heads to the sideline for Father Ryan. The second and close to 20, it looks like, for the Irish. With Jaden Johnson into the game at receiver in the slot. Seamus at quarterback. He might run with it. Look at it, almost a face mask will be brought down for a sack. The defender got his hand up right by the face mask of O'Connell, but wisely pulled away.
Luke Schaus with the sack.
Number 11, Luke Schaus.
Brentwood Capital
They list him at 6'6", 248.
That brings up
He's a junior.
Down.
So 3rd and 29 here for Father Ryan. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Ravenwood 21, Father Ryan 7. And the Irish are going to ride the hot hand, keeping O'Connell in at quarterback. It's a 5-receiver look with 3 to that far side for Father Ryan. Throwing over the middle to Brewers, incomplete. Would have been a tough catch to make in traffic.
Pass is incomplete.
And Brewers had hauled it in.
Jordan Smith.
He had Ben Severance, the safety, right there, ready to blast him.
4th down.
The throw just a little bit off, not quite able to bring it in. So Father Ryan looking at 4th and 29. This is probably going to be a Seamus O'Connell punt out of the quarterback formation. Ravenwood's playing up like it's going to be, yep, indeed. Oh, it's a bad punt that goes off the lineman in front of the Irish. Terrible turn of events for Father Ryan, as Seamus punts the ball into his own offensive line. And Ravenwood will have the ball in Irish territory. I love the idea. I've seen the Irish pull this off several times. It's not a blocked punt, unless you count kicking it into your own players as a block.
Recovered.
So Ravenwood,
It's our ball. 1st down.
the PA announcer can't quite figure it out either. So 1st and 10 for Ravenwood. They have the ball at the Father Ryan 49-yard line. 2 timeouts for both teams. 4:40 to go second quarter. And Garcia out of the shotgun on this 1st and 10 with Tony Rice to his left. Quick receiver screen to the near side, complete at the 48 to the 45. Finally, William Edmondson with the tackle to the Irish 43-yard line. 5 or 6 yard gain on that one. And the senior Evan Coleman on the catch. So the ball spotted at the Father Ryan 43-yard line. The 2nd and 4 for the Raptors. Holmes goes in motion toward that far side. Be a handoff to Rice, trying to dig his way through, has the 1st down. Inside the Father Ryan 40-yard line down near the 37. He looked like David Russell on the stop. If it wasn't him, he was right in there next to it.
Brought to you by Eat Well, Nashville.
Past 4 minutes to go in this first half. Father Ryan trails Ravenwood 21-7, and the Raptors have the ball in Irish territory. From the Father Ryan 37, Garcia pumps once. It's going to throw, man coverage. And it's a catch, an incredible catch for a touchdown. Evan Coleman. Parker Urban was right there with him. And it took a remarkable bit of concentration by Evan Coleman to haul it in. So Evan Coleman's touchdown puts Ravenwood up by 20 points. And the Raptors are going to line up to kick an extra point. And a reminder, Father Ryan will receive the ball to start the second half. But at this point, Irish are down by 3 possessions. Snap's good, the hold's good, the kick is up. And a deep kick is good. 3:45 to go, second quarter, your score. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. We'll be right back on ATW Sportscast. .345 to go, second quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 28-7. The Irish are preparing to from the kickoff. Hearing that Brentwood High leads Nolensville 17-6. Brentwood High on the schedule for Father Ryan 2 weeks from tonight, as the Bruins will host the Irish.
Riverdale 14.
So Luke Akers, a junior kicker, prepares to get a boot into this one. It's a spinning kick near the goal line, but returnable from the 3 to the 5 to the 10 to the 15, past the 20, diving through.
Returned by David Ward.
And it was David Ward on the return.
Hit hard by Trey Thomas.
And they'll say Trey Thomas on the stop. 3:41 to go, second quarter. Father Ryan trails by 21 points, but they have the ball at their own 23-yard line with 2 timeouts to go. And we'll see if the Irish keep Seamus O'Connell in at quarterback, or they put the sophomore DC Tabscott back in. And it appears it's going to be Seamus. Seamus O'Connell, the senior, such a dangerous runner. And it's a 4-receiver look on this 1st and 10 for Father Ryan. Ravenwood brings some heat, throws to the near side complete. David Ward has the first down, spins around, isn't tackled yet. Has about 6 Ravenwood defenders near him. And that's enough for a first down. A good read there by Seamus O'Connell. He saw that Ravenwood was bringing the heat.
Taken down by Ben
Found
Severance.
senior to senior David Ward open on the near side. And with the ball, the nose of the ball right at the Father Ryan 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Irish. 3:25 and counting, second quarter. Ravenwood leads 28-7, but Father Ryan, low snap. Seamus is going to jump on that one. That's going to be a 5-yard loss.
Fumble recovered by Father Ryan.
So both teams having issues. That's one of the downsides. As much as running out of the shotgun is very much in vogue, the way the passing has become more and more part of the game, just the way the rules have changed things, sometimes creates some issues with the snap. Less than 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Father Ryan looking at 2nd and 15. And Seamus O'Connell with 4 rushers. Getting chased. Trying to buy time, will run out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. No gain as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, the Irish 35-yard line. Father Ryan's going to be looking at 3rd and 15. They need to get the ball almost exactly to the 50-yard line to get a first down. Irish shuffle in personnel. That ensemble type look. A Marion forward in the game. Then Marion Ford back to the sideline. Ditto for Noah Haley. Richard Bryant, the sophomore receiver on this near side. Also Parker Erdman in the slot. 2 receivers, or 1 receiver to the far side, and then 1 in a tight end type position for Father Ryan. Seamus under pressure. Rolling. Throws. Caught. Nick Watson is a first down. What a play. Seamus buying time. And on 3rd and 15, the Irish convert. 2:28 to go. Second quarter. The clock stops as they move the chains. Father Ryan, plenty of time though, and 2 timeouts. As I said, the Irish had to get right to the 50-yard line. They made it to the Ravenwood 49. Four receivers again for the Irish on this 1st and 10. 2:15 to go, second quarter. Seamus with only 4 rushers, going to throw high, incomplete, intended for Parker Erdman.
Pass incomplete.
Ben Severance was there defensively for the Raptors.
Parker Erdman. Second down.
It's really remarkable the difference in these jersey numbers and the legibility of these red jerseys compared with what Ravenwood wore last week. The black uniforms with the gold and the dark red that was caused a lot of problems for the broadcasters that were tasked with having to call that one. So very much appreciate these red jerseys with very legible white numbers. 2nd and 10, Father Ryan. Had the ball at the Ravenwood 49-yard line. 2:11 to go in the second quarter. Seamus keeping himself, breaks away, looking to be stopped for a loss, past the 45-yard line. Pick up about a 6-yard gain.
Seamus O'Connell with the keeper.
So it's Seamus running with the ball this way and that. And then throwing as conditions allow. Less than 2 minutes to go, second quarter. 3rd and 5, Father Ryan. They have the ball at the Ravenwood 44-yard line. He trips receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Seamus tossed something that he had on his wrist off. I don't know what that was. Under pressure, he'll step through, evades 1 tackler, and he'll be sacked. Brian Rice got in there. So about a 10-yard loss for Father Ryan. Seamus is very elusive, but
Back by Brian Rice.
Eventually, even O'Connell can be caught. It's a good job by Rice to make the stop.
That sack brought to you by Brentwood Capital Advisors.
And that sets up 4th and 15.
It brings up 4th down for the Irish.
The clock is stopped. I have to presume it was a timeout. You've got to think it was a Ravenwood timeout. They haven't indicated which side the timeout's on, but considering the minute 28 to go in the second quarter, and Father Ryan looking at 4th and more than 15, really. Had to figure it was Ravenwood using a timeout there. Again, next week, Father Ryan back at home, Giacosa Stadium. What should be a very fun homecoming night against Innsworth. Innsworth is 1-1 in Division II AAA East Central or East Middle play. Innsworth beat Baylor, but they lost to McCauley. So in this 4th and very long, the Irish will punt. Ravenwood doesn't seem to buy it of anybody deep, but Zach Wesnowski gets it away. A spinning end-over-end kick. Take a nice Irish bounce inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line, and that's where Erdman will pick it up. And the officials will blow the play dead. 1:19 to go. Second quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 28-7.
First and 10.
So say the 5-yard line is where it finally went dead. Ravenwood has one timeout. And 1:19 and a 21-point lead. You would think in this situation, Ravenwood would play it safe and go with the run. They know the Irish have had trouble at times this year stopping the run. Of course, I say that they could open it wide up. With Garcia at quarterback, it's not a run-pass option necessarily. It's just him trying to buy time. And so on this 1st and 10, they will be passing. Throw to the near side, complete to Rice. Nick Watson gets him around the legs. Jackson Brown helps with the tackle. Clock continues to run, approaching the 1-minute mark of this second quarter. About a 5-yard gain, or maybe less than that. Say 2nd and 6 for Ravenwood. 55 seconds to go. Be a handoff to Rice. Nice tackle by Nick Watson. Falls backward and brings Rice down with him. That will temporarily stop the clock as they move the chains. It was a first down.
Ravenwood.
But Ravenwood still has the ball in their own territory. And they restart the clock here. 45 seconds. 1st and 10. Garcia looking deep. Throws over the middle. Caught. And tackled almost immediately by Nick Watson.
Jake Brenning School with the reception. And another Ravenwood.
So Jacob Brenning School
brought to you by
hauls that one in.
Nashville.
The 6'5 sophomore. Looked every bit of it there. I thought it was a high throw at first. As Ravenwood uses its 3rd and final timeout of the first half. 38 seconds to go, second quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. Feel a little bit of a breeze. About 30 minutes before kickoff time. Now, Grant, keep in mind, I'm standing on top of the press box here, so a bit of a unique view, but even looking down at the field, you could see when they were presenting the colors and doing the national anthem, you could see that the wind was blowing things around, but not long after kickoff, and to my gratitude with the papers I'm trying to keep in order up here, the wind has, for the most part, died down. So it's Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. 38 seconds to go, second quarter. Ravenwood has the ball 1st and 10 from its own 31-yard line. And it will be interesting with that 21-point lead. How aggressive, with no timeouts, will Ravenwood get here? They've not let off the gas. 1st and 10. Garcia, good protection. Only 3 rushing for Father Ryan. Bring some pressure late. Jackson will. It's like incompletion. It's nearly a shoestring reception.
For another Ravenwood.
Oh, they'll say he caught it. I thought I heard a whistle. That must have been an inadvertent whistle. Or he caught it and the ball touched the ground. And well, that was unexpected. 1st and 10. The clock runs 24 seconds. Ravenwood from their own 44-yard line. Garcia throws against his body. Complete. It's going to be a first down. And a wise move by Anthony Holmes after making the catch, running toward the sideline. So Ravenwood has the ball at the Father Ryan 35-yard line. 15 seconds, and again, no timeouts remaining for Ravenwood here in this first half. As we've noted before in this broadcast, Luke Akers, son of former NFL star David Akers, two-time first-team All-Pro, named to the 2000s All-Decade team for the NFL. 12 seconds. Garcia trying to buy time. He's going to throw over the middle and nearly intercepted. Matthew Beacom getting in there. 9 seconds to go. The clock stops with the incompletion.
Red zone members, the programs are ready for pickup at the trolley.
So with the ball at the Ravenwood 35-yard line, they're looking at 2nd and 10. 9 seconds to go, second quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan by 21 points. But it looks like they'd like to tack on at least one more score here before halftime. And they'll split out Rice, the running back, as a receiver, a fifth receiver. Father Ryan only brings 3 on pressure. Here comes Chapman. They finally pick him up. And now David Russell from the other side. Back around. This is Garcia's bread and butter, running around like he's Johnny Manziel. The college version, I should say, is way late as he throws it. That's going to be incomplete, knocked down. And a heady job by Father Ryan, unselfishly knocking it to the ground.
Your score, Ravenwood 28.
Hopkins got his hands on it and batted it down. So after all of that effort, no extra points tacked on by Ravenwood. But we've reached halftime. Your score, Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. We'll take a break. I'll be back with the second half on the other side of this halftime break. You're watching Father Ryan football on ATW Sportscast. So we have reached the end of halftime here at Ravenwood High School. The Raptors 28, Father Ryan High School 7, but the Irish will receive the second half kickoff, which will begin here momentarily. We've had some rain here over the past 20 minutes or so here at halftime. Ravenwood had a chance to do its halftime show and get off the field right around the time when it began to come down a little bit heavier. Some scores of interest. Ensworth leads Memphis Trezevant 34-6 at the half. Brentwood High's up 17-6 at last word at Nolensville. NBA at the half up 14-0 on JP2. Baylor School 35, Chattanooga Christian 0. So Baylor chance to go to 3-3 in that one. McCauley in the third leads West Forsyth out of Georgia 17-7. And Brentwood Academy at the half is up 20-3 against Knox Catholic. Knox Catholic, I might add, is joining Division II AAA next year, so it'll be the first time since BGA dropped down back when there were only 2 private side classifications. Of course, now you have 3, 6 on the public side, and Knox Catholic won the 5A Division I state championship last year, which did not endear them very much with some of their competition. So the kickoff is underway. Akers will have it be fielded by the Irish. They'll go into the end zone, and that's an automatic touchback, and the Irish got a break. Parker Erdman tried to run with it on that near side.
First and 10, Irish.
Slipped past him, but the ball crossed the plane of the end zone, so by rule, the whistles are blown, and it's a touchback. So Father Ryan starts, as it's beginning to rain harder, start first and 10 from its own 20-yard line, down by 21 points, and with Seamus O'Connell remaining in at quarterback, as he was for the bulk of the first half. His running ability made the difference for the Irish on this first and 10. Nice run there by Antonio Wright. Get about 8 yards on that one. Wright had a bit of an opening. Lowered his shoulder. Garrett Mormon on the stop. There's Smith in there as well. Second and 1 after that 9-yard gain. Another handoff. Antonio Wright tries to kick to the outside, has Brewers blocking for him. And he's close to the line he needed to reach to get a first down. Wright really only needed 1 yard, needed to get to the 30, and he didn't make it. Brian Rice on the tackle, half-yard gain, third and... Well, they're starting to move the chains. Oh, it's first down, so a first down for Father Ryan. Going to say the nose of the ball right on the 30-yard line. After a touchback, you know exactly where you have to get it to get that first down. First and 10 now for the Irish from their own 30. Just 1 minute into this third quarter, Father Ryan down by 21 points. They've got the ball. Seamus is going to run with it to the near side. And there's a double play to bring him down. Took 2 defenders.
Owen Davis and Jordan Smith with the stop.
So it's Jordan Smith along with Owen Davis. The tandem tackle, high-low on Seamus O'Connell. For a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. 10:40 to go, third quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7, to the Irish now looking at a 2nd and 8. Under pressure, throws to the far side, incomplete, intended for Michael Linehan. Seamus felt the heat and unloaded it immediately.
Third down.
At times tonight, Ravenwood's been able to bring pressure on that one. It's raining hard enough where I can hear it through my headset, bouncing off the tent. At least I'm covered. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's picking up even more. The downpour here in Brentwood. 3rd and 9 for the Irish. And Seamus has some time. Spin move. Somehow gets away. Seamus O'Connell to the far side. Goes out of bounds. Well short of the line he needed to reach to get a first down, but about a 2-yard pickup.
O'Connell pushed out of bounds by
Rain almost coming in at an angle at this point.
And Drake Anthony.
The heavy downpour. 4th and 6 for Father Ryan.
Brings up 4th down.
And the Irish have to make a decision here.
Personal foul on the Raptors.
Well, how about that? Irish catch a break. 15-yard penalty. Another personal foul against Ravenwood. Ravenwood was incensed last week late in their game with Brentwood High. One of their players had his helmet ripped off. and somehow it ended up with Ravenwood being the team assessed with the personal foul penalty that all but sealed it for the Bruins. 1st and 10 for the Irish, near midfield. Be a handoff and a run up the middle, about 3 yards on that gain. Nick Watson on the carry as the Irish get Watson in once again from the running back spot. Watson does a little bit of everything for this Irish team. Strong safety, receiver, in this case a running back, but it's going to be Seamus O'Connell keeping it himself to the outside, design QB keeper, and it's a first down for Father Ryan. We're on the 35-yard line of the Raptors.
First down, Irish.
Father Ryan on the move. 9:51 to go, third quarter, and a downpour here in Brentwood. Irish are down by 21 points. They had their momentum going in this first drive of the second half. Handoff up the middle, I believe that was Nick Watson again.
By Nick Watson. Stopped by Luke Schaus.
And so Schaus once again from that defensive end position. Ravenwood runs a 4-3 defense, which you don't see as much anymore, even on the high school level, in part because you've got double outside linebackers that can play off and drop into coverage, help against the pass. So on 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain, it's a whistle, false start for Father Ryan. Some confusion over the snap count. See a lot of umbrellas out in the stands on both sides. The student section for Ravenwood down and to my right. One level of appreciation, they'll have music blasting in to cause problems from the broadcast, but they're certainly having fun with their team up by 21 points. So after the 5-yard penalty, Irish looking at 2nd and 12 from the Raptors' 32-yard line. 9:12 to go, third quarter. Seamus out of the gun, throwing deep, a wobbly pass, has to go back for it, intended for Michael Linehan, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Ian Gatlin was there with him. Third down.
Defended by Ian Gatlin. And Ben Severance.
Ben Severance also in there.
Third down.
This Ravenwood team that lost all 4 starters at cornerback and safety respectively have 2 underclassmen, or I should say safeties, that are pretty good. So on 3rd and 12, Seamus is brought to the ground. Very abruptly. Looks like he got Ryan Rice got a hold of him.
With the tackle.
It was such an effective tackle, I thought maybe he got his face mask, but he didn't. He's able to grasp on tight to Seamus. And so now 4th and 12 for Father Ryan. 8:44 and counting, third quarter. They trail by 21 points on the road. And the Irish line up to go for it. Now this could be a Seamus surprise punt, although they tried that once already and did not go particularly well for the Irish in the first half. They're going to try it. Here's Seamus rolling to the near side, telling David Ward to go deep. Ward comes back for it, and it's incomplete, thrown over his head. So it'll be a turnover on downs.
First and 10.
Ravenwood will start 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line as the Irish fail to convert on 4th down.
Raptors fans, stay refreshed throughout tonight's game.
Again, next week, 1 week from tonight, hopefully better weather than we're experiencing here right now for homecoming as the Irish host Innsworth. 8:23 to go, third quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. And with 2 running backs standing behind Garcia, they'll motion one toward this near side to Holmes. That is be Rice running up the middle, has a first down. Grayson Hubbock, William Edmondson make the stop. And once again, just like last week, it seems like over and over on running plays, having to mention defensive backs making tackles for Father Ryan.
Brought to you by Eat Well, Nashville.
Substitution for the Irish. Forrest Dingler goes to the sideline. With a sophomore, number 52, Amari Chapman, into the game. 1st and 10, Ravenwood from the Irish 48-yard line. Garcia, it's a QB keeper running up the middle. His momentum is stopped after about a 5-yard gain as suddenly the rain begins to let up.
On the keeper.
Garcia about a 5 or 6 yard gain. And that is Ravenwood's bread and butter. Spread you out. And if it's not a QB keeper, it's a handoff. It's not a handoff, it's a jet sweep. They want to keep you thinking and guessing. Able to key on any one particular player. And they've got some speedsters. If where they lack in senior depth, certainly got some talent, and they're 4-1. Throw to the near side on this second down. That's Holmes with it, and they'll be tackled for maybe a 2-yard loss. Good job defensively by the Irish to sniff that one out. About a 3rd and 7 it looks like now. Ravenwood with the ball at the Father Ryan 45-yard line. They need to get it to the Irish 38 for a first down. Less than 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. Irish trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. As Ravenwood's trying to get its 5th win of the season. Garcia on 3rd and 7. All day to throw with 8 players back for defensively for Father Ryan, but it's a completion and a first down. Jacob Brenningstool. So Brenningstool, as I mentioned, he's only a sophomore, but he's 6'5". It's a big target. Managed to find a hole in the Father Ryan zone. 1st and 10, Ravenwood. Ball at Father Ryan 32-yard line. Irish need a stop here. Another running play. Kicking it to the outside. It'll be Anthony Wright on the stop. So Connor Pace, the sophomore, 5'8", 180-pound running back, into the game with a carry. Picks up 9 yards going to the near side on that run. 2nd and 1. He did not get a first down. So 2nd and 1, Ravenwood from the Irish 21-yard line. Raptors lead the Irish 28-7. Some trouble with the snap. A hand at a pace, but Russell's right there. And David Russell, once he gets you, he doesn't let go. Another tackle for loss by Russell.
Connor Pace brought down by David Russell.
So on 1st and 10, it's a tackle for loss. About a 5-yard loss on that one. So 2nd and 15 for Ravenwood. They have the ball at the Father Ryan, looks like the 28-yard line. 5:38 to go, third quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. And on this 2nd and 15, empty out the backfield besides the quarterback Garcia. There's 3 receivers to that near side. Garcia throws, intercepted by the Irish. It was a tipped pass in and out of the intended receiver's hands. And it was Hunter Hopkins bringing it in for the Irish. Key turnover right there. It was in and out of the hands of the tight end, Jacob Brenningstool. It's a slightly high pass, which is kind of hard to believe when you think about Brenningstool being 6'5", but that was the case. Slipped through his hands. And Hunter Hopkins, Johnny on the spot. Great reaction time right there. So that stops the Ravenwood drive. And the Irish now looking at 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7, 5:19 to go, third quarter. And on 1st and 10, be a run up the middle. And maybe a 1-yard gain for Antonio Wright. Again, this is the 3rd of 3 consecutive road games to the Irish after starting the season with 3 home games. Back at Giacosa Stadium 1 week from tonight. 2nd and 10, they'll say no gain, or maybe a half-yard gain for Wright on that first down carry. Seamus, a duck in the air. This is trouble. Goes out of bounds. Rather fortuitous for Father Ryan that one sailed out. It's intended for David Ward. Garrett Mormon was there with him defensively. But perhaps more dangerously, there's a second player there for Ravenwood ready to make the interception should the opportunity present itself. That was Shane Craig. Some confusion now. Ravenwood's got 12 guys on the field. Father Ryan needs to pick up the pace and snap the ball. Won't be able to do so, can't take advantage of it. 3rd and 10, we get a flag. Did the play clock hit 0? False start, Father Ryan. So instead of catching Ravenwood with 12 players on the field, it's a procedure penalty. Now it's something that Father Ryan really struggled with last week. Haven't seen as much today, but 5 yards the wrong way. 3rd and 15. Father Ryan with the ball at its own 22-yard line. Ravenwood leads 28-7. 3rd and 15. And Seamus O'Connell at quarterback. 4 wide receivers. It's going to throw way too high, it looks like. Incomplete. Flew into double coverage, but on that one perhaps the best to just lead the receiver. That was Jaden Johnson, sophomore out of the slot. but it falls incomplete. And on 4th and 15, Father Ryan, it appears, will punt. And it's Andrew Mason, number 16, who scored on the first play from scrimmage for Ravenwood early. Had a good punt return early as well.
Andrew Mason to return.
It's a high skying kick. Mason says get away from it. Takes an Irish bounce inside the Ravenwood 30. And he'll be down around the 27-yard line. So good job on the punt there by Wesnowski. And now Ravenwood, after throwing an interception on its last offensive possession, will take control of the ball once again. 4:24 to go, third quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. The rain has let up considerably. Plenty of fans still have their umbrellas handy on standby in case it comes back. Hope those showers stay away, though. 3 receivers in this 1st and 10, 2 to the near side for Ravenwood. Garcia, quarterback. H-back goes in motion. The block on the outside, but the play is blown up. Anthony Wright, tackle for loss. Garcia brought to the turf.
Anthony Wright.
And to be fair, this is a natural grass field, but it'll be a 3-yard loss there. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Ravenwood 28, Father Ryan 7. And with 15 seconds on the play clock, he trips receivers to the far side, H-back to the far side. Garcia with Rice to his left. And it's going to be a pitch to the tight end. Big 6'5" sophomore, about a 6 or 7 yard gain. Jacob Brenningstool.
Brenningstool with the carry.
It was actually reception. They said carry, but it was a fake run toss.
Third down.
Sophomore defensive end Amari Chapman on the stop for the Irish. 3rd and 2 for Ravenwood. 3:19 to go third quarter. The Raptors lead the Irish by 21 points. Father Ryan could use a stop here. 4 receivers, 2 on either side, standing behind each other. This could be a run with Rice, and the Irish look like they've stopped him. Rice may have gained a half yard, but he needed 2.
Tony Rice with the carry.
So Tony Rice, about a half yard gain. The clock continues to run. Less than 3 minutes to go third quarter. They'll say Beacom on the stop for the Irish. Another tackle. He's had a good game.
4th down.
And it would appear Ravenwood will set up to punt. Now again, 4th and less than 5. The Irish cannot jump here. Do not fall for the hard count. That would give Ravenwood a first down. It'll be Parker Erdman set to return. He's standing at the Father Ryan 29-yard line. Luke Akers from his own 23. It's a fake. Snap it to an up man. He's got a first down and more. Past the 40, past the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Ravenwood.
Touchdown, Raptors!
Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith on the fake punt with a run for the touchdown.
That makes it 34-7 Ravenwood. So expect the unexpected in this one. Now both teams have had fake punts that reserved, or that turned into either a first down for the Irish, in this case a touchdown. So with Ravenwood's fans chanting, "This is over." Ready for the snap a little bit low for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is true. 2:13 to go, third quarter. Your score, Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 7. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast. With 2:13 to go in the third quarter, Ravenwood extends its lead over Father Ryan. Raptors 35, Irish 7. And the 4-1 Ravenwood Raptors lost last year on a fake field goal touchdown on the last play. All's fair in turnaround, I suppose. Just 1 day shy of 1 year removed from that game. Akers with a kickoff, fielded by Ward to the 8, to the 15, to the 20, has a seam, spun around, and tackled at the Father Ryan 34-yard line. Nice return by Ward. Sets up the Irish with decent starting field position. 2:08 to go third quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 7. And we'll see if it's, again, Seamus O'Connell in at quarterback or if the Irish put sophomore DC Tabscott back in. Seamus did ignite a bit of a spark for Father Ryan, responsible for throwing the Irish's lone touchdown thus far. TD pass, senior to senior. Seamus O'Connell throwing to Evan Ruers. Irish will go 4 receivers on this 1st and 10. Seamus is in at quarterback. It's a handoff to Antonio Wright, but he slipped. The middle of the field starting to get a little bit chewed up after getting some rain on it and 2.5 quarters of football. A little bit of wear and tear. Whatever the case that caused Antonio Wright to slip, it was about a half-yard gain on that one. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Seamus is in trouble, trying to run out of it. Past the 40, he has the first down. It's on 2nd and 9. Seamus O'Connell gets out of bounds.
O'Connell with the keeper.
On the Raven side of the Irish 45-yard line, 1st and 10, Father Ryan.
Ran out of bounds by Drake Anthony.
Irish will bring Antonio Wright to the sideline. Nick Watson, number 38, lines up at running back. Along with 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, handoff. Nick Watson up the middle, powering close to the first down. Need to reach the 42-yard line, and it will depend on the spot, maybe a half-yard shy.
Tackled by Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith on the stop for the Raptors. The clock continues to run. 1:20 to go third quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 35-7. Seamus will keep it himself. Design keeper to the far side. Tries to get a block from Linehan. Spins around. First down, Irish. Father Ryan's on the move. They have the ball at the Raptors' 28-yard line. Father Ryan flooded the near side. Open up some real estate for Seamus O'Connell.
And Ian Gatlin with the stop. First down, Irish.
The defensive backs, number 21, Gatlin, the junior, on the stop for Ravenwood. Less than a minute to go third quarter. It'll be a handoff in this 1st and 10. And a Marion Ford. He may have a first down.
A Marion Ford with the run.
Marion Ford is only a freshman, 5'5", 163.
Anthony with the tackle.
And they say Anthony on the stop for Ravenwood.
First down, Irish.
The clock is stopped.
Timeout on the field. Raptor timeout.
So Ravenwood takes a timeout, and that probably wasn't the worst decision by them, considering Ravenwood has a 28-point lead late in this third quarter, but Father Ryan on the move. And this gives Ravenwood an opportunity to talk things over. Reminder, as part of homecoming next weekend, next Friday at Father Ryan, will be the 1969 Golden Grad class serving as honorary captains for the Irish as Father Ryan hosts Innsworth. Father Ryan trying to get its first Division II AAA win of the season. And no matter what happens the rest of the regular season, Father Ryan will be in the playoffs. This is the way it's set up. It'll be the case next year, even with Knox Catholic joining the mix. Kind of like how it was before BGA dropped down. So with 42 seconds to go third quarter, Father Ryan down by 28 points. Send the receiver toward that far side. A quick throw by Seamus O'Connell intended for Evan Ruers. Bit off the mark. 2nd and 10. 38 seconds to go third quarter. If the Irish are going to get back into it, they need to do it quickly. Three receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. That's going to be a handoff to Ford. Not a lot of room there, but a 2-yard gain.
A Marion Ford with the carry. by Garrett Mormon.
Mormon on the
Third
stop
down.
for Ravenwood. Raptors up by 28 points. Father Ryan trying to get at least one more playoff here in this third quarter. Seamus is going to keep it himself. Seamus O'Connell, the quarterback, running that far side, tries to reach the sideline. He'll be tackled after a 2-yard gain. And in all likelihood, that'll be the last play of this third quarter.
With the tackle.
They'll spot the ball.
It is fourth down.
Oh, wait and see where they spot it before I tell you. Looks like it'll be off the 15-yard line or so. So Father Ryan has a chance to think it over as we've reached the end of the third quarter. After 3, your score, Ravenwood High School 35, Father Ryan High School 7. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast. We begin the fourth quarter. Brentwood, Tennessee. Lou Pickney here with you on the call for Father Ryan. Looking at 4th and 6. The Irish trail Ravenwood 35-7. Ball is at the Raptors' 14-yard line. Seamus O'Connell on this 4th down. Rolls to the far side. Looks for an open receiver. Throws it up for grabs in desperation style. It's caught. But it appears to be short of a first down. Appears that Jaden Johnson hauled it in. Now from this angle, it looked like he wasn't quite close enough. Well, I stand corrected. He got the first down. How about that? 4th and 6, the Irish convert.
First down, Irish.
And it was the sophomore Jaden Johnson. With a desperation heave there by Seamus O'Connell, knowing it was 4th down. New life for the Irish on this drive. 3 wide receivers. Handoff up the middle on this 1st and goal.
Ford with the carry.
Marion Ford with the carry, not much there.
Smith with the stop. Second down.
Second and goal, Father Ryan from the 5. Marion Ford tries to get toward that near side. Runs a pair of defenders. And he gets a flag. It's going to be a first down for Father Ryan as Ravenwood plays well past the whistle.
And Ben Severance. Flag.
Davis and Severance in there. Heard the whistle. Forward progress was stopped. And one of them thought it was a good idea to knock Ford to the ground.
Personal foul against the Raptors.
Another personal foul against Ravenwood. Now, granted, they lead 35-7, but that gives Father Ryan an automatic first down deep in Raptors territory. 10:39 to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 7. And they'll wind the clock here with 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Some confusion from Father Ryan. We're trying to get everybody on the same page here. Well, let's say it's not an automatic first down apparently, even though it was a personal foul. Yeah, they just haven't fixed the marker on the far side. I don't know what to tell you. So Jaden Robinson into the game.
Jordan Smith and Owen Davis.
Smith and Davis on the stop for Ravenwood. Jaden Robinson, 5'9" freshman. Father Ryan almost for sure will go for it here. Let's see, Johnson lost maybe a half yard on that one. I know there aren't very many things in high school football that give you a true
on the Raptors.
Automatic first down, as their PA announcer informs the crowd that is a sideline warning against Ravenwood. That's not a penalty, but if it happens again in this game, it will be. 10:07 and counting, fourth quarter. Father Ryan's down by 28 points, looking at 4th and goal from the 5. Tight formation for the Irish. And Antonio right in the game. Seamus will keep it himself, fake the throw. Can he get to the corner? Goes toward that pylon. Touchdown, Irish. Seamus O'Connell from 5 yards out. And Father Ryan gets its second touchdown of the game. That makes it 35-13 Ravenwood.
Zach Wesnowski on for the extra point.
This will cut it to a 21-point lead for Ravenwood. Only 9:46 to go. Extra point's good.
It is good.
9:46 to go, fourth quarter. Your score: Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast. .46 to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14 after the 5-yard touchdown run by quarterback Seamus O'Connell. It was the sophomore DC Tabscott starting at quarterback in this game for the Irish. Father Ryan put O'Connell in at quarterback. Almost a modified Wildcat look. Seamus's elusiveness and ability to run with the ball. Also can throw as well, evidenced by the touchdown pass he had earlier in the game to Evan Ruers. So the Irish are down by 21. They go with that intermediate length kick. That Pooch gets a live ball if the Irish can get to it, but it'll go out of bounds inside the Ravenwood 30-yard line, so they'll spot it at Ravenwood's 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Raptors. 9:46 to go, fourth quarter. Father Ryan has all 3 timeouts. Ravenwood with 2. But more importantly for the Raptors, it's a 3-possession lead. And they're less than 10 minutes away from going to 5-1 on the season.
Brentwood 27, Nolensville 12. And
just hearing from the PA announcer now, Brentwood High leading Nolensville 27-12. Brentwood High will be hosting Father Ryan 2 weeks from tonight. And that'll be the last non-Division II AAA East Middle game of the season for Father Ryan. This is the second to last. 1st and 10 Ravenwood from their own 35-yard line. 9:46 to go, fourth quarter. Send the receiver in motion, but it's a handoff to Rice up the middle. And he'll get about a 5-yard gain.
Tony Rice with the carry. Tackled by Grayson Hubbock.
They'll say it was a Grayson Hubbock cornerback on the stop there for the Irish. As Matthew Beacom subs out of the game on the 2nd and 5, the clock continues to run. And Ravenwood's going to take their time, and rightly so, with that 21-point lead. 15 seconds on the play clock as they'll finally get set up on the line of scrimmage. From their own 40, 2nd and 5. Garcia handed off again to Rice. They'll gain maybe 3 yards on that carry, setting up 3rd and 2 for the Raptors. Ravenwood needs to reach its own 45-yard line to get a first down. They'll go 4 receivers, 3 to the near side. Will Ravenwood. The play fake. Garcia wants to throw deep. Instead, it goes to the man over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Holmes. Anthony Holmes. We get a late flag here, and I don't know what that's about. A second flag comes in.
Flags on the field.
So we'll wait and see what the actual call is here. The incompletion stopped the clock. If it's against Father Ryan, it's a first down for Ravenwood. If they're offsetting penalties, it should be 4th and a short 2.
Personal foul against the Irish.
So it's a personal foul against Father Ryan. That would give Ravenwood a first down. With the Raptors leading 35-14, 8:23 to go, fourth quarter. Looking toward the play, toward Holmes, the intended receiver that was able to bring it in. In my peripheral vision, I saw somebody for Ravenwood fall down. But I can't tell you if that's what the penalty assessment was caused by or for something else. So 1st and 10 for Ravenwood in Father Ryan territory, the Irish 41. Throw complete. Nice tackle on Matthew Beacom, but a 3-yard gain. Jacob Brenningstool on the catch. But perhaps more importantly for Ravenwood, the clock continues to run as we approach the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Ravenwood up 35-14 on Father Ryan. The wind has started to pick up a bit. With 15 seconds on the play clock. The Ravenwood making the jet sweep, and the throw to the far side, incomplete. Intended for Anthony Holmes. That stops the clock, 7:41 to go, fourth quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Raptors. They need to reach close to the 31-yard line of the Irish to get a first down. Ravenwood not letting off the gas. 4 receivers, 3 to the far side. Garcia threat to run with Rice to his right. Rice in for blocking as Garcia throws a wobbler and it falls incomplete, intended for Holmes. Would have required almost a circus catch on that one. William Edmondson on the coverage for the Irish. So now 4th and 6. The clock stops. 7 minutes, 35 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14. And Ravenwood may go for it here. .15 seconds on the play clock, and looks like the Raptors are going to go for it. Spreading out the Irish with 4 receivers, and Garcia out of the gun. Only 3 defenders bringing pressure for the Irish. Here comes David Russell. Gotcha. That's a sack and a turnover on downs. David Russell brings down Garcia all the way back at the Ravenwood 49-yard line. They may say he had his forward progress stopped, if you want to call it that, at the Irish 48-yard line.
Irish ball.
So Father Ryan only bringing 3 defenders, but one of those defenders, David Russell, very adept. If you can't stop him right away and he gets in there, he almost always manages to bring down the opposing player. So it's Irish ball, 1st and 10 from the Father Ryan 48-yard line. 7:26 to go, fourth quarter. Father Ryan down by 3 possessions, all 3 timeouts. And Seamus O'Connell remains in at quarterback. Throw on 1st and 10 to the sideline, complete 5-yard gain for the Irish. And Jaden Johnson calling his name again. Looking now at 2nd and 6. Johnson getting out of bounds, managed to stop the clock for the Irish at 7:22 to go here in this fourth quarter. And Seamus O'Connell out of the gun with 4 receivers. Those to the near side to Linehan, complete. About a 3-yard gain.
Michael Linehan with the reception.
And it was Forrest Jackson on the stop, number 20. As Ravenwood has used more of its bench players, its second stringers, than I've seen in the past. On 3rd and 3, it's Amarian Ford rushing for a first down.
Carried by Amarian Ford.
So the 5'5 freshman finds a gap, and that'll move the chains for the Irish. The ball is at the Ravenwood 37-yard line. Father Ryan's down by 21 points, but the Irish are on a drive here. Seamus throws to the near side, a high pass intended for Johnson. Throwing into double coverage.
Incomplete. Intended for Jaden Johnson.
Richard Davis in the vicinity for Ravenwood defensively. 2nd and 10 for Father Ryan. The ball's at the Ravenwood 37-yard line. The Raptors lead the Irish 35-14. And on 2nd and 10, Watson goes in motion to the far side as the throw to him complete. Ooh, and he got hit hard. Good job by Ravenwood to sniff that one out.
Nick Watson.
Appears he didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage. And it was Craig on the hit. 1 yard loss.
It is 3rd down.
Big number 7 in there. Again, I've not seen much from him defensively on tape, but he's had a good game. They've had him in there. 3rd and 11, approaching the 6-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Seamus flushed, tries to find somebody. Running toward the sideline to the 35. He'll be short of the first down. Flag comes in late.
O'Connell
Richard Davis is incredulous,
Flag on the field.
but it appears the penalty's on him for a late tackle. Seamus O'Connell got to the sideline. We'll wait and see. Perhaps I'm wrong on that, but that's certainly how it looked from up here. Personal foul, Ravenwood.
Personal foul on the Raptors.
So it's a 15-yard penalty after the gain by Seamus O'Connell. First down for the Irish. DC Tabscott back into the game at quarterback, as Seamus will get a breather on the sideline. See Jaden Johnson in there as well for the Irish. Linehan on this near side next to him. On the opposite side, Evan Ruers and sophomore Richard Bryant. Another sophomore, DC Tabscott in at quarterback. 1st and 10. Has the receiver screen. It's batted. Incomplete. Richard Davis.
Knocked down by Owen Davis. Another flag on the field.
Well, he said Owen Davis. I had it. And I assure you, somebody goes by a name that's not his first name. I understand how first names can be as far as confusion goes. So they said Owen Davis. Whatever the case, big number 54.
On the Irish.
So Father Ryan gets assessed a 15-yard personal foul penalty. And they'll send Father Ryan in the wrong direction. They'll spot the ball at the Ravenwood 32-yard line. But Father Ryan has to get the ball all the way down past the 10 of the Raptors to get a first down. 5:54 to go, 4th quarter. Ravenwood leads Father Ryan 35-14, with the Irish with 4 receivers on 2nd and very long. And DC Tabscott at quarterback. Throw into the flat on that far side, incomplete. Intended for Seamus O'Connell, but not quite enough air under that one. But that does stop the clock. 5:49 to go, 4th quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14.
3rd down.
This is the first time for Father Ryan to ever play a varsity football game here on the campus of Ravenwood High School. Father Ryan head coach Brian Rector won a state championship for Ravenwood here 13 years ago. They set up the screen on 3rd down, intended for a Marion Ford.
Pass is broken up by Drake Anthony.
But it was Drake Anthony, the linebacker.
Brings up 4th down.
Very good timing. Hitting Ford right as the ball got there. Clean play. 5:44 to go, 4th quarter. Father Ryan looks at 4th and 25. With the ball at the Raptors' 32-yard line. Of course, they're going to go for it here. Will the Irish. 5 receivers. They spread it out. And Tabscott out of the shotgun. We get a whistle. It looked like a player for Ravenwood may have moved into the neutral zone, but was he induced? Indeed, it was a false start on Father Ryan. So as if 4th and 25 wasn't tough enough, we'll look at 4th and 30. The ball will be at the Ravenwood 37-yard line. 4th and very long for the Irish. Tabscott steps up in the shotgun. Ravenwood only brings 3. It's I don't know what he was looking at there, a high floating pass toward the far side that falls incomplete. So that'll be a turnover on downs, and Ravenwood will take possession. 5:38 to go, 4th quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14. So now here comes Ravenwood, 1st and 10 from its own 37-yard line. 5:38 to go, 4th quarter. And the Raptors lead by 21 points. We'll send a man in motion. That's Johnston. Back at quarterback into the game will throw to Johnson. It's complete. It's got a first down just past midfield. It is Trevor
Johnson
Andrews into the game at quarterback.
with the
Number
catch and
14.
run for another Ravenwood.
Trevor
Brought
Andrews
to you by
is a 6-foot-tall, 170-pound sophomore.
Well natural, very good.
Five minutes, 10 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14. Carry on first down will go for a loss, it looks like. The sophomore Connor Pace on the run.
Second down.
Couldn't quite see who made the stop for Father Ryan. Half-yard loss on the play. But the clock continues to run. Less than 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. And Ravenwood up by 21 points. Take as much time here as it wants. So the 15 seconds left on the play clock expires, that is. Be another handoff. Can't quite make the tackle, can the Irish? Pace with the second effort.
Again.
Gets about a 3-yard gain.
Tackled by Anthony Wright. Third down, Raptors.
Irish outside linebacker Anthony Wright on the stop. 3rd and 7 for Ravenwood. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood up by 21 points. We had that brief rain shower toward the end of halftime and into the third quarter, but the rain has subsided here in Brentwood. So Andrews will take the snap out of the gun, throws, complete, somehow threads the needle, and it's a first down for Ravenwood.
Isaac Leffler.
And it was the senior Isaac Leffler on the reception.
Ravenwood.
A nice accurate throw by Andrews.
Well, Nashville.
So Ravenwood has it 1st and 10 from the Father Ryan 40-yard line. 3:30 to go, fourth quarter. And barring something truly unexpected, the Irish will fall to 2 and 4. That pistol formation, Andrews handed off, bounces off one would-be tackler.
Jack Bangerder with the run.
So Jack Bangerder with a carry, and he'll leave the field after his 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5, less than 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood up 35-14 on Father Ryan.
Raptor fans, when the fourth quarter ends,
Nick Watson goes to the sideline for the Irish.
After the game, head over to your local Sonic for some food and fellowship.
He used him on both sides of the ball tonight. As usual for the Irish, he does a little bit of everything for this Irish team. But on this play, he'll get a little bit of rest. 2nd and 5, 2:30 to go. And with 1 second on the play clock, it hit 0. Perfect timing on the snap for Ravenwood. Connor Pace on the sweep run to the far side. A flag comes in late. About a 3-yard gain. Pace doesn't have his helmet on. Got the ball but no helmet. One of the officials has his helmet. Dead ball, personal foul penalty against Father Ryan.
Personal foul on the Irish.
And that will give Ravenwood a first down. Now with 2:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. It is not looking good for the Irish. And they wind the clock, less than 2 minutes to go. Bangerder back in at running back. And Trevor Andrews, the quarterback, he's going to keep it himself. Will Andrews running toward that far sideline as the first down. And close to the end zone, stopped
Trevor
inside the Irish 5.
Andrews.
That'll move the chains. The clock is still running. Even though they still haven't quite spotted it yet. But
Ravenwood.
so Ravenwood 1st and goal from the Irish 3-yard line. Ravenwood students jumping up and down. Feel it shaking here on top of the press box. 1 minute to go, fourth quarter. Ravenwood up by 21 points. They're going to spread it out. They have fumble. Ball's on the ground. And the Irish say they have it. Kubik seems to think that one of his teammates picked it up. The clock's still running. So Ravenwood recovers. And if Ravenwood doesn't want to and the Irish don't use a timeout, that can be the last play of the game, as there's a 1 second differential between the play clock and the game clock. It appears that's what's going to happen.
That'll do it.
So Father Ryan, its first ever game at Ravenwood,
Ravenwood High School
finds themselves on the losing end of things. Tick down the final 10 seconds. But your final score is going to be Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14. Irish fall to 2-4 on the season. Ravenwood improves to 5-1. 1 week from tonight, though, fun. Okay, we can get past this game. Look at something exciting. Homecoming. Pride in the Pit barbecue contest. Class of 1969. And lots more fun. So looking forward to that as it begins to rain again, of course, as the game ends. Irish fall to 2-4, try and bounce back next week against Ensworth. Appreciate everybody tuning into this broadcast on ATW Sportscast. I'm Lou Pickney saying so long. Your final score, Ravenwood 35, Father Ryan 14. We'll see you 1 week from tonight at Giacosa Stadium.